Finding data at the UTSA libraries can be a little different than using Library Quick Search to find journal articles or research materials for your papers. So one of the first things I would recommend is using the chat window that pops up. That will connect you to a UTSA librarian. Just tell them a little bit about your project and what you're trying to find, and we can connect you to the right kind of resources or the right place you might want to go to look for that data. However, if you want to explore on your own, under the Find Information tab, you'll find databases, and these are really focused collections of things. And in this case, they're focused collections of statistics or data sets. So I'm going to go ahead, you could type in statistical at this point, and that would bring up a few databases. Or you can go ahead and look under Format. There's a Datasets and Statistics tab. And Natasha, one of our librarians here, has actually created a whole list, including more, of all different kinds of dataset resources or databases that you might want to use. And again, if you don't see anything here that seems to fit, send her an email. She's a great person to connect you with what might work for your project. However, going back to the actual databases page, there are a few databases that may be helpful for the WRC projects. One is listed under the S's, and if you just remember the word statistical, that will get you halfway there. So I'm going to go ahead and go down to Statistical Abstract of the United States. You can use this off campus. Just go ahead and enter your ABC123. And you'll see over here under the table of contents, you can actually browse. So if you had something on nutrition or health or education, you can get a feel for the kind of information that's collected in that subject area. So if you just want to kind of browse and start to get an idea for what's there and what might be used, that can be really helpful. That can also be helpful with language too, if you're trying to figure out what exactly, how the government might count something or what they might label it. Something else you can do is if you have a topic, you can go ahead and search it. And you can see I did college debt, and this is the table that came up, so I'll go ahead and click on it. And once you have your actual data set, there's some great things you can do here. You can go ahead and actually print it out if you want to take it to class. You can also download it as an Excel spreadsheet. So if you need to manipulate it later, you'll have that data in an Excel spreadsheet already. Or, as you go down here, you have some really helpful things. You have a durable URL, so again, if you're trying to just send this to yourself, text it to yourself for later, you can do that. But even more importantly, you have the source. So when they say source, you can see it listed here, and there'll usually be a hyperlink there as well. What that means is they're linking you to the original document this was published in, because this data set wasn't just kind of sent out into the world. It was probably published in a document with other tables and context. So by clicking on this, that's going to take you to the additional information, and that can be really helpful at giving you a kind of the bigger picture of what's going on with your topic. So again, this is Statistical Abstract of the United States. There's lots of information there. It's a great place to get started. Going back to the list of databases, though, there are a few others that may be helpful, and they work in just slightly different ways. Okay, see, Blue Crew's there. You can ask them. But going back and looking at this, this is Statistical Insight, and it's just slightly different because you'll see that instead of just giving you the table itself, they're going to give you the entire document. So for this first one, is college worth it? I can click on the title, just like an article title, and here it is. Most importantly, they're going to give you, the PDF is going to be there, but they're also going to tell you exactly what kinds of information were collected, and usually they'll give you a list of tables as well. So you don't have to read the entire 153 pages. You can go directly to the data sets that you might want to use. Again, those can be printed, emailed. You can use them as needed. The last data or database that I'm going to mention is called Data Planet. In this one, you're going to search it just like the others. In this case, I'm browsing the food area. You'll go ahead and click on the title that you're interested in, and it will come up with something like this. Now, I know that you can't use graphs for this particular project, but what you can do is download an Excel spreadsheet, and that's going to give you the actual data set. So again, it's giving it to you as a visual, as a graph, but you do have the data there behind it. So lots of information there. Between those three databases, again located here, Statistical Abstract, Statistical Insight, and Data Planet, you have lots of options. Don't forget as well that you do have the WRC QLP research guide. Again, you can look at that. Lots of additional resources there, and you always have Blue Crew to give you additional ideas.